Alrighty then, back once again for another reaction. This time it's MLP, Season 7, Episode 17, To Change a Changeling. Now the only thing I know about this one is, of course, the Changelings are returning, but also there's one Changeling who is not quite agreeing with the new way of life, which should be an interesting dilemma, because you can't really force the guy to change the way he is, can you? Because you don't have to be evil to also feed on a force of good. You know, I'm sure before Chrysalis came along, they were nowhere near as invasive or, you know, evil. Yeah, I'm pretty sure her leadership was a very big influence in the way that they started doing things, and I think it's been like that for a long time, considering that she was present at Thorax's hatching, you know, so multiple generations seem to come by like she outlives them or something. So the current batch of changelings being evil like that was all they knew. I'm guessing that's kind of why one of them wouldn't want change, because it was brought up that the rest of the changelings were pretty quick to turn coat in the season 6 finale, like, oh, you know what, that makes sense. But as I pointed out, and I'm sure some people just flat out missed, Starlight made the point that they didn't have to live their lives starving all the time. They were miserable. Like, and if somebody promises that you can get out of that, that was basically a successful pitch of politics from Starlight. And I used to assume she had plenty of experience of that when she started her village, if you know what I'm saying. But no, there was that aspect to it, and I don't know, man. There's always going to be that one splinter group that doesn't quite believe in the way social change is going. So it's going to be interesting to see how MLP tackles this kind of concept. Now I'm hoping that what I do know doesn't ruin the episode in a way, you know, that would make someone say, oh, you shouldn't have been spoiled about this. But I'm sure this is one of those episodes where the conflict is established really early. Like, it's not something they're going to throw in midway through the episode. It seems like we really are going to be mainly focusing on this one changeling that doesn't really want to change. Because, you know, this is like, again, reading the blurb of a book, but not knowing any details of the story itself, if that makes sense. So yeah, aside from that, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if this is a Thorax self-contained episode with input from Glimmer and Twilight. I don't know if the Changeling is coming to Ponyville. You know, I don't know the details about this episode, technically. But let's just get started, shall we? Oh, it's all like overgrown. Hello, Trixie!
Changeling hive. I told you I could do it. Well, not exactly straight, Starlight. We've been popping all around Equestria, and we still have to walk.
It's like 12 steps away. Before Chrysalis's throne was destroyed, the closest magic would have gotten us was way over there.
Hey, progress is progress.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy do you think Thorax is going to be about our surprise visit?
Definitely.
He's gonna be terrified. He hasn't laid out his best china.
The overwhelming talent that is the great and powerful
Trixie.
Trixie, we're coming to offer Thorax encouragement and support. His letters make it seem like the responsibilities of being the changeling leader are a little overwhelming.
Well, we saw glimpses of that in Triple Threat.
He's dealing with the wants and needs of his subjects. Redesigning the hive, a dread Malworth wreaking havoc outside.
It does sound like a lot, but
I'm really happy to see Trixie again.
The dread Malworth? Sure it is. Thorax said it's like half bear, half mole, half raging pile of claws. But now that the changelings don't
You mean
feed on the
third,
love
right?
around them, plants have started to grow back. But this Malworth keeps eating them all up.
Malworth. Uh-huh. You're just trying to scare me, but it won't.
Call me when it's an Ursa Minor.
Am I the great and powerful? I am also the unscarable Trixie.
Yes, Miss. Yeah. I was gonna say Miss shrieks and run away from bears.
Changeling who greets visitors but is actually nice.
But you did shriek when Thorax first showed up in the finale. So I guess this is our rebel.
God is here. I'll take us home. Teleportation spell, go! Did I say this? No.
Teleportation spell, go. Commentary spell, go!
What are you waiting for? Use some magic to get us out of here!
Calm down, unscarable Trixie. We have to find out what's going on. Thorax might need our help.
We need our help!
We need our help!
Teleportation spell, go! Teleportation spell!
Why do you keep doing that? You know it doesn't work that way.
I know, but this is my process.
Hey, respect the process.
Starlight! Trixie! It's okay, Pharynx. You can let them go.
But they were lurking on our grounds.
Lurking.
In the old days, I would have already feasted on their love.
Well, that's why they're called the old days, because they're old. We don't do that anymore.
Oh, it does look really nice.
Yeah, I like the old days better.
What are you two doing here?
We wanted to surprise you. Surprise!
Well, it's great to see you. I'm sorry about the welcome committee.
I thought Ember helped you get more assertive so you could deal with all the renegade changelings.
Hey,
who didn't
triple
wanna
threat.
change.
Oh, she did. Really helpful. I was able to convince all of them to change, except one of them, my brother.
Your
Oh, brother.
Yep, Pharynx is my elder broodmaid.
Elder.
Oh, yeah. You guys have the same eye shape?
What a ridiculous comparison. We are nothing alike.
Stop doing that!
I looked better with holes.
Well, I'm gonna go make my own hive with blackjack, hookers, and holes. In fact, forget the blackjack and hookers.
There have been a lot of changes since you were here last. I'm trying to start some new activities since the only thing we did before was haunted patrol. There's theater. Swing dancing.
Applejack is gonna send you a cease and desist.
Ooh, and who can change shape and organize craft time? This guy.
I am really impressed, Thorax. The hive, all the activities.
Go! He did it again! Pharynx dumped an entire can of black paint on me! He said my fuchsia color wasn't intimidating to our enemies. What enemies?
I am so sorry. I promise I'll talk to him.
You're the ruler of the hive, Thorax! You need to do more than talk! Well, maybe not everything here is amazing.
Seriously, Thorax, what is up with your brother?
Pharynx used to be head of patrol, but now we're peaceful and there's no need to patrol, so he just stalks around the hive.
So find a change of
miserable.
job.
The other changelings are sick of it, and if I can't get them to accept love and friendship and change like the rest of us, everything I've done here is at risk.
Come on, wifey.
I know a thing or two about what it's like to be outsiders. Maybe we could talk to him for you.
Do you really think you could help?
Thorax, if there's any pony who can help your brother, it's me. And with Starlight helping, it might take slightly longer, but I guarantee you we can do it.
Thorax, we're ready to start work on the trail of plants to lead the Malwerf away.
No, I have to head outside. You're sure you're okay handling Pharynx?
Absolutely.
Well then.
Yeah, we totally got this.
Oh boy.
So, how do you want to play this? I'm thinking thinking good pony, bad pony, you yell and
Oh,
blast him with
yes.
magic. Well, my natural charisma will convince him that... Starlight?
Yeah.
Hey, Pharynx! I know when we first met, it didn't go so well.
I put
You
in a
like
bag.
kidnapped me in a sack, but it's cool.
Right. So, not a big fan of the vines, huh?
They're a safety hazard. An enemy could hide in them or use them as weapons. I don't even know why they're here.
Because they're pretty?
That's ridiculous.
Oh,
That's ridiculous.
totally. We get you. But maybe don't express how you feel by destroying them?
I don't take advice from ponies. The only thing I take from you is breakfast. At least I used to.
You know, you're a lot like us.
Doubt it.
It's true. Do you know who Twilight Sparkle is?
No.
Well, she's the most well-liked, studious, do-goodiest pony in Equestria.
Ugh, she sounds awful.
Oh, you'd hate her. I used to. She made me unsure
I
about
used
my
to.
place in the world, which led me to act out against her.
And I used to be a dictator who ran a village with an iron hook.
Dictator.
Really? Maybe you two do understand me.
Yes, we do! But now, Trixie has come to terms with being second best, and I no longer control ponies against their will. And our lives are so much better for it.
Wow, so you're both losers. Stay away from me or I'll do to you what I
Settle
did to
down,
mine.
Gary Oak.
Well, Operation Lead.
Thanix was here. Starlight's a loser.
Gotta go with Pharynx.
Your brother is...
Pharynx.
challenging.
Oh, that bad, huh?
It wasn't great.
You want to talk it out? You can come with me to the Feelings Forum.
The
Feelings Forum.
Oh, it's a place for changelings to express their feelings so we all gain a better understanding of each other. It's really helped bring the hive closer together.
If Tharynx wants to
Sometimes I feel like I'm
speak,
a blue changeling.
will there be a
Sometimes
counter
I feel like
protest?
I'm a purple changeling, but here I am, a green one.
You can be anything you want to be. Be blue one day and purple the next. Be both on the same day.
But then I feel like I'd be living a lie.
These voices.
Very brave of you to share something so personal. Does anyone else have similar concerns?
I used to, but craft time has given me such a creative outlet, I feel great now.
Everyone loves craft time.
Well, everyone except for you-know-who.
Yeah.
Voldemort?
You know who spends all his craft time making spears.
And Horcruxes.
Scary and intimidating. You-know-who makes me uncomfortable.
He makes us all.
You know Trixie is in the room,
Everyone,
right?
Please. I
Stop
understand
talking about
Pharynx can be challenging at times.
That's an understatement. He lined the hallway with thorns.
He teaches little changelings to growl and hiss.
My soup's too hot! What? I thought the Feelings Forum was for sharing our problems.
Yeah, I thought we were just sharing stuff.
Feelings Forum is for talking about me behind my back.
The Feelings Forum is for talking about anything that's bothering you. Is there something you'd like to share, Pharynx?
Actually, there is. The changeling.
You all suck.
Fearsome swarm. Now we sit around talking about our feelings so much you can't even stop a malware from eating all your pretty plants. I could have sent that thing packing before, but I guess now we'll just try to lead it away and hope that keeps us safe.
I don't feel safe with him around.
I'd feel safer if he were gone.
I can't do that.
We want him finished!
Hey, my soup's cooled down. These feeling forums are great for solving problems.
I like that one. I think he's my favorite changeling.
Interrupting each other. We are not affirming each other.
That's it! Feelings Forum is over!
No other way. Nope.
That one guy is so chill. I love him.
I want to say something, but it goes against everything I've been taught as Twilight's pupil.
Ooh, then by all means say it.
Please, wifey, don't look at me with that
Pharynx
expression
is a
yet.
lost cause.
I'm all for second chances. Third even, but he just seems like a bad bug.
And Thorax has a duty to the whole hive, not just his brother.
If he keeps sticking up for Pharynx, the Hive might decide they don't want Thorax as their leader.
I think he might have to kick Pharynx out. But I don't want to be the one to tell Thorax that.
Me neither.
And now I feel like those two are in the wrong. Because you can't really force your views on someone if they're not actually hurting anyone. Something people should keep in mind about certain people
It's about fairness,
in real life.
Maybe.
Look, I know he's an aggressive warrior type, but when
He
I
has
was little,
the freedom
every young
of
changeling wanted to be like
speech.
that. Every young changeling except me. The others would pick on me for not wanting to fight.
Look at the little grub playing with his dollies.
Look at this loser watching My Little Pony.
Step away from my brother.
But Pharynx never let them hurt me.
We were just complimenting his dollies.
That's cool. You see, MLP, in just a few moments, designed a better Pokemon that's been coming out in the recent generations.
Ouch! Cut it out, Pharynx. They're right, you know. You need to have tougher skin.
Aw, that
But I
was
don't
a
have
really
skin.
sweet
I have
story.
bug shells.
Until the end.
I know Pharynx loved me, in his own way, and I know there's still good in him. That's why I keep sticking up for him. Anyway, what did you want to talk to me about?
Me? Oh, no. But Starlight has something she...
Come on, wifey. Come on.
Never mind. Come on, Trixie, we've got a thing to do.
What are you doing? I thought we agreed you'd tell Thorax he had to kick his brother out of the Hive.
Maybe we don't have to. Get Pharynx and meet me at the Hive entrance. I'll explain everything.
And how am I supposed to know where Pharynx is?
I just saw Pharynx.
Oh, well that was
Thank you, convenient background changeling.
We'll just use one problem to solve another. I switched the trail of plants around to lure the Mallworth here. The changelings may not be able to
Really?
anymore, but Pharynx certainly
You
can.
snips and snails the creature.
Showing every pony his good side. The others will accept him, and Pharynx will finally let love and friendship into his life and transform.
This is one of those times where you
I know, right?
overthought
Great
things to the point of making a stupid decision.
Pharynx.
He's gone.
Gone like gone to the throne room?
Gone like gone. One of the changelings said Pharynx left the Hive for good.
And who's gonna stop the Dread Mallworth I'm leading here?
The great and powerful Trixie, of course. Yeah, start unlocking that ability, Trixie.
Thorax, there you are. Pharynx is missing.
Wait for it.
And the Dread Mallworth is coming this way.
I do think that the other changelings
That
are
doesn't make any
dicks
sense.
for
The
laughing
Trail should have led the
and
dead
being
Mallworth
gleeful
away.
that one of their own is
I
gone.
might have relayed them to lead it back toward the Hive.
Why would you do that?
I thought if Pharynx saw you were in danger, the loving, caring side of him would come out when he protected you.
But instead he's out there alone, somewhere between us and that rampaging monster? I
Pretty
have
much.
to save him.
I'm coming with you.
Of course you are. This is all your fault.
Oh, don't be too hard on Starlight. Her heart was in the right place.
You're coming too.
Oh, right. I mean, I was gonna volunteer anyway.
Who else is coming?
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh, sure. You can all stay here, not help Pharynx, and he won't bother you anymore. It's your choice. But remember when you didn't have a choice, when you were forced to obey Chrysalis. You might have been unstoppable, but you weren't free to choose. And now you are, because of Thorax. Well, it's his brother out there. And now it's your chance
Starlight.
to be just as
Wow.
strong embracing love as you were feeding on it. Now is your chance to show what changelings can really
She's
do.
even gone a bit
Not
gruffer in the
because you
voice.
do, but because you choose to!
That was was an
she
amazingly
tapped
epic
into her
speech,
leadership
Starlight.
from the
I
village.
just can't believe not a single changeling was moved by it.
Shame it didn't work.
If he wasn't my brother, I don't think I'd be here. We're gonna have to face the Mall Wharf by ourselves.
Maybe it'll be long gone and we'll find Pharynx out here alone. Or maybe not.
But no, I do not agree with casting someone out just because they think differently. Like, that is exactly what's going on with the alt left, and it's
What are you
disgusting.
doing here?
I'm here to save you.
Get out of here! Let me handle this!
We're not leaving you!
It's like the people that are trying to get someone fired over making a racist joke. Like, it's not on the same level.
I may have forgot to mention in my letters that Mall Wharfs have really thick hides.
I thought you said you could beat this thing!
Yeah, with the rest of the swarm!
And if my political leanings feel like they're coming out of nowhere, check my Twitter. I've been retweeting a lot in recent months.
I told you it was an epic speech.
It just took a while for it to sink in. They're here now.
It's no use. We're out of practice and he's too tough.
Yeah, Trixie!
And strong. Too bad we can't get it to fight itself.
That's it! Thorax, remember when we were young and I made you hit yourself?
Now is not the time to make fun of Pharynx. Oh, right! Of course!
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Yeah, Mall Wharf, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Huh?
Ooh, that looks like it hurts.
Ah!
We did it! It's gone!
I like the design of that thing.
What were you doing out here?
Leaving. I'm done with all of you.
Oh, it's just why bother fighting the Mall Wharf then? You could have left it alone.
Well, I couldn't just let it attack you.
But I thought you were done with us and you didn't care.
I never said that. The hive is the thing I care about most.
Well, you certainly don't act like it.
Well, I'm sorry if I don't get excited about pretty flowers and feeling circles and
It's a feelings forum.
whatever. It doesn't matter. Even if I do care about the hive, I obviously don't have a place there anymore.
Actually, you do. Because we've been wrong. The hive may be a gentler, nicer place.
But that doesn't mean we won't have to defend ourselves. Clearly.
And who better to help us do that than the only change?
You see, this is what I was hoping for. They didn't force him to change.
You all want me to stay?
That makes this
Unless
episode
you
so
still
much
want
better
me.
than it would have been if they forced him to change,
that?
or
I
he
love
did
the hive.
change. No. Oh, come on. I wanted him to stay black, you guys. I mean, yeah, he's a little bit more of a buggish design than the rest of them, but I wanted him to stay
Really?
small and jet
Because I
black
thought
like
you
he
said I
was.
was a lost cause and you were going to tell Thorax he should kick me out.
Oh, Starlight! How could you say that?
What? That's... I mean... But you...
Lucky for us, you weren't a lost cause.
Lucky for me, you didn't give up on me.
But I don't think there was a cause to begin with. Am I just, like, not on the same level as this episode or something?
Glad everything worked out.
Yeah! Let's talk about how you not only led the Mall Wharf to the hive, but also drove my brother away from it.
I am so sorry about that. But I would like to point out that my admittedly terrible plan did bring everything together in the end.
Hey, do you
Just
guys
like
wanna
a
hear
royal
the story
problem.
about how I used to make Thorax hit himself?
Absolutely, yes, right now.
Well, when we were young, every changeling wanted to be a warrior. Except for Thorax. He was a little weak. And I had to
He was a little bitch. Okay. But nah, see, I appreciate that it still looks like he's gonna be a little bit more on the dude bro side still, like he's a bit of one of the tougher changelings, so I guess it's fine that he changed his design, but I could have lived without it. I expected them to stick to keeping him as an old changeling design, because I do not agree that he needed to change. I don't. Like, there wasn't an issue with the way he was. Everyone else was alienating him. Yeah, he didn't like how things were, and he was like a little bit with some of the things, but he wasn't a threat. He wasn't like causing misery. He wasn't some kind of villain to be defeated. He just cared about the hive in a different way. And I can't help but draw parallels to real life. How people are like telling you to cut off people who even get within 1 millimeter of the alt-right and stuff. It's like, can't you think for yourself and do things individually? What's with identity politics? I don't like them. So, you know, it's like, I feel like trying to get a changeling to completely change who he is or get kicked out and stuff, that's identity politics. That's what I think. I honestly believe that. This is identity politics. So that's why I felt a bit strongly that Thorax or whatever it is should have stayed exactly as he was, and they'd have to just accept him for how he was. You know, maybe have him acknowledge that, okay, maybe I should tone it down a little bit, but they should have also been like, we accept that you don't particularly gel with the way we do things now. It doesn't make him bad, it doesn't make him something to be kicked out, it just makes him someone with a different opinion. And that's the level I'm on with this episode. Feel free to tell me how I'm wrong in the comments, because maybe I just need to rewatch this a couple more times. But now I'll move on to the most positive thing about this episode, and that is seeing the pairing of Starlight and Trixie again. That is beautiful. And I know I might have annoyed some people who don't like shipping or this particular ship when I kept saying wifey, but come on, the eyes that they were giving each other and the way that they were behaving like a married couple in a certain context is like, you can hardly blame me for jumping on that opportunity to make a joke in the first place. Like, I just really like the chemistry between them, and I can't help but see them as like this sort of married couple kind of dynamic. Especially from the lines and scenes we got in All Bottled Up. There was some really good callbacks, like especially to Triple Threat, talking about how Thorax was supposed to be a little bit more assertive, and it turns out that there were more changelings who didn't want to change, but he convinced them, and Thorax was the last one left. You know, that's why I expected him to be the last one standing, and he'd just be the token ordinary changeling. But I digress, I won't go back to that. But it was great seeing the little bits of Trixie trying to do her best, like, teleport spell, go! That's one of her best moments. The fact that they got lamely kidnapped in a burlap sack's kind of funny, considering the two things these ponies have done, especially Starlight. Once great dictator, once screwed in the entirety of time, fought Twilight Sparkle to a standstill, bagged. Though of course their magic was weakened and or turned off, but still. Oh my. And I really enjoyed how Thorax recognised Trixie and Starlight's part of the blame in the conflict. You know, basically driving Thorax away and attracting that creature, which, like I say, was kind of a snips and snails thing to do, kind of. But this time the consequences weren't nearly as dire, because that thing was dumb as bricks. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Yeah, I appreciate the concept of this episode, and I'm reasonably happy with the outcome. Like I say, I guess I'm okay with the fact that his body changed. It's more that I'm glad his personality didn't completely change. Like, I hope that, you know, yeah. But yeah, on the whole, it was a good episode. I'm not going to say it was great. The things that push it towards great would be things like Trixie and Starlight, but I gotta be honest, guys, I'm not that into the Changelings. Like, I think they're a little bit lamer now. Like, Thorax himself can be a funny guy with his awkward charm, and I enjoyed him in Triple Threat, for example. And little Changelings that give their own like little flair to the personality, like that one chill guy with his soup, I really like him. Yeah, that kind of stuff's fine, but as a whole the Changeling race is just kind of bleh right now. Like, I don't really get into this sort of thing. Like when Thorax first appeared in what was Spike's episode again? I've not seen that episode since I reacted to it. When Spike met Thorax for the first time in Season 6, Episode 16, I have not watched that episode again. Not only because I thought Spike's song was cringe, and I seem to be in the minority on that. You know, the more I listen, you know, I try to listen to it again, I'm like, this is so lame. What? I actually really don't like this. I don't know why. And I felt like the episode's pacing was all off. Like, I wasn't feeling it at all. I wasn't in rhythm with the episode, and you know, I felt like Thorax's whole thing was a bit blur. But like I said, I do like his awkward comedy as his adult form now. He was great in the finale of Season 6. But I do hope that we don't spend too much time with the Changelings anymore, unless Thorax is separating himself and joining Trixie for something else, or Spike. I'd much rather spend more time with the dragons, because Ember is a far more entertaining and far more worthwhile exploration for me. Let's leave the Changelings alone for now, and focus on some of the better concepts. This is all my opinion, take whatever I say with a grain of salt, but that is my honest feelings, and that's what you're here for. So on that note, I will be getting to episode 18 soon, and I shall see you guys next time.